Hey everybody, welcome back to a quick Denton County weather forecast, and I want to break down the potential for a tornado outbreak now going into tonight. And obviously this is a video I'm making at 2 in the morning for my time. I do want to mention that this video is going to probably be a little bit disorganized because this is big breaking news. There is a potential for a tornado outbreak across far north Texas into Oklahoma going into tonight, and this is going to be a very dangerous situation. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a now moderate risk for severe weather for Oklahoma City, Tulsa, excuse me, as well as Lawton. This does include most of central and southeastern Oklahoma. Again, this is only upgraded for the tornado threat. So this is not upgraded for a damaging wind or hail threat. This is specifically upgraded for a potential there's now a moderate risk for a tornadic threat, which includes the potential for a few strong tornadoes as well. So, things to keep in mind, obviously, if you know anybody in the Oklahoma area that's included in this red shaded area, they should definitely be prepared to have some sort of plan. This is going to be most likely a tornado outbreak across even North Texas, and this does include, now not the upgraded risk, but the risk is still existent for North Texas as well, and I'll break it down for you here in just a second. But the enhanced risk still includes Denton, Collin County is included as well. Sherman, Paris, just northeast of Wichita Falls is also included. This does include, I believe, Bowie as well, and Gainesville is included. The slight risk does go as far south now as Waco, and it does include Claiborne, Mineral Wells, Dallas. I don't think a tornado threat will be as existent anywhere along in South I-20. This should primarily be Denton County, Collin County, and northwards for any sort of tornado threat. So let's break down individually. The damaging wind threat is still basically the same as what we saw, which I thought this would be the primary threat here for the Metroplex, but again, there could be something different that I'm missing. But I think there's going to be enough shear for the potential for a tornadic threat as well. But it's going to be a linear line of storm, so I'm a little bit confused on why the tornadic threat was increased, but I might be missing something. So I've not been looking at central Oklahoma weather a whole lot recently. I've been mainly just looking at the North Texas weather and south of Oklahoma weather, which is basically just a linear line of storms. Might be more supercells though in Oklahoma, but again, there could still very well be a tornado threat here. Here's a hail threat. You can see the main area for hail will be Oklahoma City, Perkins, Ardmore, and Lawton. And this is going to be mainly for Oklahoma, but again, the threat does include Texas as well. The enhanced risk does include Sherman, Paris, and just north of Denton. Those will be primary areas for hail, up to the size of hen eggs, potentially greater in that dark shaded area here over Oklahoma City and other areas of central and southwestern Oklahoma. And there's also a slight risk here that does include Tyler, Waco, which again could mean that you could see some hail the size of golf balls in those areas. Again, it's more of a scattered to slight isolated risk for those areas. All right, and the tornado threat, which is the one that you've probably been waiting for, the highest probability of seeing a tornado would be anywhere from Denton, Sherman, Paris, and just northeast of Wichita Falls. Those are the primary areas here near the Metroplex. This does even include Denton, the 10% chance within a 25-mile radius. And then here's where that moderate risk comes into play, is that 15% chance within a 25-mile radius, plus the addition of having a potential for an EF2 tornado or greater in that area. I believe it's like a 10% chance within a 25-mile radius in that area for that potential. So this is a very dangerous situation. Obviously, you probably know that this will probably be some sort of outbreak, and it might be a tornado outbreak across potentially central Oklahoma. Let me go and bring up a future radar real quick. Again, this forecast is not organized, so I'm just going to be going off of what I have as of right now. This is going to be for North Texas, and I'll try to go to Oklahoma here in just a second to kind of show you what the difference is. This is 8, 9 o'clock. You can see the line of storms begins to form. Supercells could very well have tornadic threats, so you can see that some of these are broken off, which could be mainly the reason why. With the accordance to the HRR model, a lot of the storms are more broken up. It's basically a broken line of storms, and when this happens, we can very well see some of these broken off storms, like this one right here just north of Weatherford. This is just an example. Obviously, there will be some, minor differences to the computer or to the what actually happens between 8 to 9 o'clock tomorrow night. But you could very well see these storms rotate and potentially drop a tornado. So those are the things I'll have to watch out closely for. You can see it becomes much more of a line after about 10 o'clock tomorrow night, or tonight, excuse me. So that's something to keep in mind. and it moves off to the east. Let me go and see if I can get Oklahoma, and I can get Oklahoma. This will give you a bit more of a look on Oklahoma's weather. So this is going to be going through 4 or 5 o'clock. Storms begin to develop, and these definitely look a lot worse, these supercell storms. They look more like supercells here in Oklahoma, so that's probably why they're giving that sort of look for the potential for a tornado threat. The sounding doesn't really show a whole lot. For whatever reason, the soundings aren't showing too much recently on the future soundings. But again, it looks like there'll be much more supercell development here across Oklahoma, especially central Oklahoma, which is probably why there's a higher tornado threat now across those areas. So this is a dangerous situation. Obviously, if you know anybody in these areas, make sure you let them know. I will have a more professional forecast, hopefully by around 11 to 12 o'clock in the morning. So make sure you're staying updated with that. I will be going live if needed between 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. CST time. So if there's any tornado warnings here in the Metroplex, I will try to go live if I can. If I can't, then it will say on the post. If not, I will be able to go live, and I'm hoping to keep everybody updated tomorrow night. I will have live updates, or basically Facebook posts and live updates starting at, I believe, 6 p.m. tomorrow night. So beginning at around 6 p.m. CST, I will start having updates in terms of severe weather, which it shouldn't start until around 8 p.m. So just in case, though, I will try to get up, or not up, but at least be able to post updates as early as 6 p.m. All right, make sure you have a great night if you're watching this at 2 in the morning, and I'm making the video at 2:20, but obviously have a great night, and we will see you tomorrow with plenty of updates, or technically today with plenty of updates.